Hold on one moment. Your speaker's not on. Your microphone. Hang on.
Mayor, council members, thank you for being here and listening to us today. You've got certainly a challenge on your hands. My name is Nancy Crowther, and I am a member of ADAPT, as my community involvement includes persons with disabilities and seniors. I have been here since 1980. I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of changes for the good. I went to the university because it was accessible. Not many universities were back in the 80s. I wanted to stay in Austin because it was more accessible than any other cities I've seen. I recall back in the 80s when Keaton Rylander, etc., the mayor at the time, made Congress Avenue a pivotal point for accessibility, to keep our streets accessible for pedestrians, people with disabilities, and our seniors. So I've seen a lot of transition. I've been involved in mayor's committees. I've been involved on all kinds of efforts. And as you heard by my colleagues, that we have given into the process. We really are the experts. When you ask us, yeah, we know the history and we know what's right because we've seen it, we've built it, and it works. There are a lot of people moving to Austin, yeah, but a lot have disabilities, and they're moving to Austin because of the accessibility. I've been to a lot of CodeNext meetings. I've asked a lot of questions about accessibility, and I kind of get that paternalistic, oh yeah, that's in there. You just can't find it in 1,500 pages. So I'm not an architect, I'm not a builder, I'm a citizen of this wonderful city, and I want to keep it accessible. So whatever plans, I hope that we stand off a little bit and rectify some of these issues. But housing accessibility and affordability, I'm sorry, I cannot afford $300,000 if that is what affordability means to Austin. No, it doesn't. I've been in affordable homes and affordable subsidized living as I grew up here in Austin. So let's think about what we're doing. The fact that our own citizens, you got to be loved at home. Remember that saying? We've got to be loved at home. We've got to think about the impact on the citizens now and in the future. But don't forget the work that's been put into this. But I really would recommend that the affordability, the accessibility, be included. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is Burl Steele here?
Yes, sir.
You're up, sir. And on deck is John Woodley.
Hello, I am Burrell Steele, and thank you for letting us be here, council members. But public hearing code next, three things: affordability, accessibility in housing, sidewalk, keep Austin accessible for all. Before I was here and it came to Austin in 07, but I came in Waco in 02, and I was not happy. I finally got a way to get out of that situation. Now I'm here. I have looking for a job, but that didn't happen. I have other things, but I found a group called the Adapt, and I've been with them for a while, and hopefully everything will turn out right. But I mean, I don't have any issue because where I'm saying it now is nice accessibility wise. And this, but I want to support the sidewalk, and it's even though it's like 95%, but the 5%, we still got to deal with that, and just keep Austin accessible for all, because there has been a few places where I can, climb the steps. I'm fortunate. If I can't do one thing, I do another. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Woodley. And before you start speaking, on deck is Angelica Rizzo. Go ahead. Mr. Woodley. Mr. Woodley, you can begin. The words just didn't come across.
Sorry, there was a delay on the captaining.
I saw.
Hello, I'm John Woodley. Hello, council members, mayor, city management. I'm an advocate for disability access. I'm going to be speaking today to inform you of some of the issues concerning city code for people with disabilities. I'm going to speak quickly and cover various issues due to time constraints. Many apartments are not accessible to multi-floor units. I believe it's 3 stories or less. They utilize staircases instead of elevators. These can be changed at the site plan development level to combine buildings and reduce the cost and number of elevators needed to be installed to make it all floors accessible. Parking spaces are also in a great need for people with disabilities to access housing and places of business. Reducing the number of spaces can take away the minimum required parking for accessible spaces and make those entities inaccessible. My mother, for example, lived in a senior citizen community, and they do not have enough parking spaces for its residents, residents with disabilities, guests with disabilities, and caretakers for people with disabilities. And 70% of seniors over 70 have a disability. Drive-through facilities in the city of Austin has a current development land code that specifically states an entity with the drive-through facility but does not have walk-in service must provide safe and convenient access through the drive-through for pedestrians. This is not enforceable nor being enforced from a site plan development code. I have recommendations from other boards and commissions to create an enforcement provision to make programs, benefits, and services accessible to people with disabilities, pedestrians, and bicyclists, and other alternate modes of transportation when they're trying to utilize drive-through facilities. For example, they may close the walk-in service, but leave the drive-throughs open, and a lot of people with disabilities don't have access to those services. Affordable housing is another issue in which we need to develop accessible housing with accessible transportation options. Many do not provide affordable housing for those with limited income, such as disabilities or seniors on limited retirement income of less than $1,000 a month. And a lot of the minimal guideline to qualify people for the affordable housing, you have to make 3 times the rent in order to qualify for the housing. And a lot of people that make less than $1,000 a month do not qualify for those housing. So that's another thing we need to do. And if y'all have any questions about these or other accessible issues, please contact me. And my email is johnmwoodley@gmail.com. That's JOHNMWOODLEY@gmail.com. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.